Mighty God. Mighty God. Hello, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome. It's time for the Mentor Show.
Strap yourself in because we're set up,
We are set up and ready to go.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Olushola Ajile, your host on the Mentors Show, where we inspire you, help you reinvent yourself, and make a positive impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent. We mentor people across Africa. We bring you guests with inspiring life stories.
Welcome,
Agents, making a
Kodak
positive
Creative.
in their profession and nations.
Mukhtar, how are you?
Coaching and Mentorship Initiative YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Hi, hello everybody. Welcome. Mukhtar, good evening. How are you? How has been your day? Welcome to the Mentor Show. Yeah, it's the Mentor Show. It's going to be a great show tonight. We have welcome everybody to the Mentor Show. On the Mentor Show, we inspire you, we help you reinvent yourself, break down every limiting belief, and pivot to the next level, and help you teach you tips and tricks to make positive impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent. And tonight we are privileged again to have one of those trailblazers coming on the Mentor Show tonight to be to help us all learn great things that we can pivot to the next level. Hey, our guest is in the house. We need to bring her in. We shouldn't keep her waiting. So we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's bring our guest in. Great. Great, great, great. I've sent the invite. It's going to be a great one tonight. Kodak Creative, tell us, where are you joining us from? I know Mukhtar is joining us from Abuja. I've sent the Queen Aka, welcome to the Mentor Show. Tell us where you are joining us from. How has your day been, Queen Aka? I've sent the Oh, Sharon, okay, from London. Okay, all right. Trevor, welcome to Trevor. I've sent an invite to Lady Gifty. It says you are unable to join, so you might need to update your when I have this situation, you might need to update your app, your Instagram app, please. Lady Gifty, it says you are unable to join. you might need to update your Instagram app, maybe log out, update the app, and join again. Welcome, everybody. Yeah. So, Trevor, bienvenue. Ça va? Yeah. Let me be having this. I hope Lady Gifty has tried to. Okay, she's gone and she'll be able to do that again. Yeah. It's part of this technology. So, Trevor, thank you for your time on Saturday. Thank you for being in the conference, the Ignite Nigeria conference. This Saturday is going to be Ignite Ghana. We are going to be having thank you. I'm okay. So this Saturday in Ghana, we'll be having program for all those in Ghana. The speakers are ready. So if you know any friend or you have any friend who is resident in Ghana or who is from Ghana, just tell them to go to my page and get the link to register for the Ignite Ghana conference coming up this particular Saturday. We still have space. We still have space to take as many people as want to come on the Ignite Ghana conference. It's going to be a great one. It's going to be a wonderful time on Saturday by the grace of God. So we are waiting for So Kodak Creatives, what do you do? I know it says Kodak Creatives. Do you create, what do you do, Kodak Creative? What are the things you create? Ingrid Adelphine, welcome to the Mentor Show. Welcome. Ingrid_Lady Legasus. Good evening. Welcome to the Mentor Show. Tell us, please, where you are joining us from tonight. Welcome to the Mentor Show. Please tell us where you are joining. Our guest has been with us, but she needed to go and update our app. So she will rejoin us again. Okay, excellent. It's going to be a great one tonight. Yes. Great.
Can you see me? I'm trying to do this on my laptop, but I think it's just glitching.
I can see you. Yes, I can see you, ma. Welcome.
Okay.
Excellent.
Unfortunately, I wanted to do it on my laptop, but it's glitching, so I'm going to mute my laptop now.
Okay, all
And
right.
then we can look on the phone.
Excellent.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, I
see
can.
on the laptop.
Yeah.
On my laptop. but
Yeah,
I
it's
think
giving a risk. Yeah. Engage 80, welcome. Destiny Beyond Scars, welcome to the Mentor Show. MS Chi, Miss Chi, welcome to the Mentor Show. Sele Cruise 6809, welcome to the Mentor Show. Welcome everyone, welcome to the Mentor Show. Welcome. On the Mentor Show, we inspire you tonight. We believe strongly we are all going to be inspired. We are waiting for our guests to join back. Please give me. Let me just, my laptop power. So that I don't lose power. Yeah, Lady Gift T is, yeah, she's going to be back. We are waiting for her to come back in again. Yes, we are back. Yes, we are back now. Excellent. Your headroom is, I don't know if it's working. Yes, excellent. Excellent. Welcome. Let's have the drum roll. Great. Oh, best wishes from TD Jakes Foundation. Thank you. Engage Haiti is greeting you, Ma, from the TD Jakes Foundation.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So it's a great one tonight. Now, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mentor Show. Now, on the Mentor Show is a show where we inspire you, is a show where we help you reinvent yourself, break down every limiting beliefs, and help you pivot to the next level. On the Mentor Show, we bring you tips, tricks that will help you to become a change agent, to make positive impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent. And we bring you guests who are doing exactly that. Guests who are transformation agents, change agents, trailblazers who are doing phenomenal things on their continent, in their community, and in their country. And tonight, we are very, very, very privileged. Very, very privileged to have one of those change agents, Lady Gifty Tete, who is a practicing lawyer and the head of the chambers at GD Tete here in the UK. And also, she's a member of the Honorable Society of the Middle Temple. And interestingly enough, breaking the glass ceiling, she's the first black woman and the youngest to set up a chamber of being a member of the prestigious Middle Temple. She is also a solicitor and a barrister of the Supreme Court of Ghana. I've not finished, it's still coming. She's the CEO of the Rehoboth Chambers, which is Tete and Tete Advocates in Ghana. It has not finished. She's a notary public in Ghana. It hasn't finished yet. She's a member of the series of boards, sitting on various boards, advising government, advising people. And like you rightly see, somebody was saying here, she's also working with the TD Jakes Foundation. She is also the founder of Women in Energy for all over Africa. She's also the founder of Women when it has to do with culture, history. Well, I can just, the list go on and on and on and on. Welcome, Ma, to the Mentor Show tonight. Welcome, Ma, to the Mentor Show.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shola. Thank you. You speak very kind words. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's a great privilege to have you on the Mentor Show. You know, this has been coming very long. We've met way back, almost about six years ago now. And interestingly, we've been looking for an opportunity, but see how fate brought things at the right time. Well, thank God. Thank you for coming to the Mentor Show out of your very busy schedule. Well, thank you for being here tonight. But let's go for it. Who is Lady Gifty Tete?
Thank you very much, Dr. Shola, and thank you to your guest, your cherished guest, and everyone who's joining us and logging in from wherever they are in the world. For you to take time out to log in, we appreciate it. Lady Gifty Tete is a young woman, I should say, originally from Africa, Ghana, West Africa. From a family of 9 children.
Wow.
Grew up in Ghana to an extent and then traveled abroad to further her education. Of the 9 children, she's the first of the girls. She raised number 4, though. There were 3 guys before she was born. And but of the girls, she is the first. Lady Gifty, like you rightly said, is a barrister, practices barrister here in the UK, and also in Ghana. Lady Gifty believes in good causes, so she channels her energy to a lot of the good causes that are out there, where time permits her, and she's invited, she attends, she gives her quota. Lady Gifty believes that the world is a better place when we all do our little bit to make it better. This is Lady Gifty in a nutshell now.
Now, when you mentioned the fact that your belief system, that you believe that we all do our whatever we can do to make the world a better place. At what point, based on your growth or your consciousness or your awareness, did you come to this realization that I need to put my quote, I need to do something to at least to make the world a better place?
I think for most of us, we get into doing certain things without even giving it a name, knowing that it could have been done different, or knowing that we were doing something special. I grew up in a house where everybody's looking after everybody. Our house is always very busy. Aside the 9 children, we had cousins and uncles and nieces and nephews, and you were always brought up by my parents to understand you're the next. You are the mentor to the next person, or you're the protector of the next person. So you grew up knowing that if there's something wrong with your brother, your sister, your cousins, we didn't even see cousins, we didn't see brothers, we didn't see step cousins. We saw sister, brother, and that was it. So I grew up knowing that it is a duty I had to make sure I looked after the next person, to make sure everybody around me was well taken of. But it's amazing how that somehow shapes your growing up. So you take it from the house, and you take it to school, and then you take it to among your colleagues, and then you take it beyond. And that's the consciousness starts from the very beginning. But once you go out of the house to other places, then you realize how necessary it is that you do your very best to assist the next person, because in the house, everybody else with you in that house understands this is how it works. So if you weren't available to do it, the next person was available to assist. But then you go out there and you realize, if I'm not available to do it, nobody's
doing it.
Then it becomes a reality. Oh my God, I need to put on my doing hat. So it started from the home, from a very young age, but you grow with it.
Interesting.
Some you learn along the way how to, but majority of the time, it's inherent.
Interesting. Now, take us back memory lane. Now, out of 9 children and being the first female, of course, we know in the African society, there will be more pressure, responsibility being the first female among other male gender and things like that. Now tell us, at the age of 9, 10, what were your aspirations? Who were your heroes? Did you see yourself doing what you are doing today?
It's interesting. I was thinking about that. I've already said that I grew up among a lot of siblings. But we had a situation where there were 3 men before me. So it's either I doubled to play the footballs and do the taekwondos and do the exercises, or I was useless. And they wouldn't have it any other way. When we are pairing, we've got to pair. You're going to pair with someone. So very quickly, I learned to understand
So
that.
became a tomboy.
Yes. Ready or not. So there was that. But my aspirations were, at the time, I saw these things as a norm, that you need to pair up with the next person to make sure the game is played well or this worked. But I looked up to certain people. My mother, the number one, I think 90% of the people I looked up to do things a certain way was my mother. I didn't see her sitting down at one point and not doing anything. My mother would have like 10 different jobs going at the same time.
Wow.
She had a training school, tailoring school. She had some business on the side. She has the other thing on the side. So I saw her as what a woman is supposed to be. So I didn't know any other. As far as I was concerned, this is how it's supposed to be. As a woman, you have to multitask. And I learned multitasking at a very early age. But I didn't even see it as something that was of a big deal. Because in my house, it was a norm. What the boys could do, the girls could do. What the girls could do, the boys could do. So there was no situation of what works and what doesn't work for you. It has to be done, it has to be done. I grew up with that mentality. But I saw her resilience, I saw her hard work, I saw her not sitting down idle and not doing anything. So in growing up, I thought that, I understood that it's not a matter of doing just one thing. I had a friend who said to me, for goodness sake, sit down, you're a woman. And I was like, I was confused about the statement. Like, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Now I understand what you meant, but at the time I thought, what does that mean?
The stereotypes.
This is it, I can do this, so I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So I must say that my mother was the main person I zoned in on in growing up. And then, believe it or not, as we all did in those days, you watch television and you see Oprah Winfrey. And I don't even think at the time I understood, the gravity of what she stood for. But I just liked the idea of, it's a woman on the television. The woman with the beautiful big hairdo on the television doing wonderful things. And that's all I knew. Growing up, I found out that, she's a germ. And then there's a dear old friend of mine, father as well, who's gone to be with the Lord now. She's a judge. I just warmed up to her because I would go to court with my dad and sit and watch her judge cases. And I thought that was just fantastic. Because most of the courtrooms were male judges. So I went into a room and there was a female judge, and everything she did was just perfect for me. So I think those are the people that I looked up to when I was growing up. Majority of them, I must say, I didn't put proper meaning to because I was that young, But it built up something in me. But I'll say my number one fan in my mom.
Your mom, interesting. And I think it's. You might correct me. At least you're more experienced than I. I tell my wife, I said, as if by virtue of nature, women are just gifted to do many things. Are just gifted. There's that ability to do quite more. And it's very interesting that you said your mom has a tailoring school. My wife also, she does. Before we moved to the UK from Nigeria, she has about almost getting to 30 years experience now as a fashion designer. And we used to have a school where she trained people on how to sew and sometimes even when we moved to the UK, the same experience that at a particular point she was doing about 4 jobs. 4 jobs, and you wonder how, this kind of resilience that are in women. I agree. It might not be all women that are like that, but when we see some of them, it's just a gift. If like your mom, I believe she's just a gift from God, and she has that resilience, like my wife also is. So it's a great one. Now, these particular women, even though you at that point you could not see you didn't know what to call it, but it was just a good image to say, oh, it would be nice to be like this particular person. And like play, like they say in Nigeria. Interestingly, like play, interestingly, now you yourself, you find yourself as a lawyer. Can you see the impact? Can you see the influence? Without anything, just a second thought. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on this call tonight and you are watching the replay of this show, now perhaps maybe you are at a point in which maybe you might be confused and convoluted and you don't know way forward. You might need to go back to when you were a child. You might need to go back and just reflect and look at those things that were your dreams when you were younger, those things that you were hoping to, and that was like an aspiration, as it were. You might need to go back and pick those things up. No matter, age is not a barrier. So don't say, oh, I'm already old. No. Don't say I'm already. You can still do and fulfill those dreams if you can just take action. So like our guest has told us tonight, what she thought of in that particular time, now she's doing it by, even you can think by reflex, but you see, imagination and vision was encrypted in her at that time. And today she's making a positive impact in the law firm and being the first black female. Tell us about that. How did you become the first black female in the temple?
I studied a bit in Europe. I studied in Budapest.
Yeah.
I mean, we had scholarships in those days between Ghana and Hungary.
Okay.
And most of the people who went to study your usual science subjects and engineering. And here come I, that I wanted to study law. And I haven't done that in Budapest for 2 years. I decided that I needed to study the English legal system because in Hungary they didn't do the English legal system. So I came to the UK.
Okay.
And then I went my way, and then that's it. A whole story for another day. Went my way through the processes and was finally called to the bar of England and Wales. And I practiced for about 3 years. And at the time, the chambers where I was practicing was looking to relocate to another place, and there was a bit of going and coming. And I sat there, and I'd always known that I would have to own my law firm at some stage. But I didn't think that it would be in the UK. I knew I would own a law firm wherever it was going to be. The progression from being a lawyer and working is to become a company owner. So then I decided to go and apply to the bar council that I wanted to set up chambers. I went through the process. They confirmed. I got the telephone numbers and everything, and got all the necessary documentation that I needed to get, and then the go-ahead from the bar council in the UK. Then I needed an office. So I thought to myself, I was a member of the Middle Temple before I even graduated from university.
Wow.
From my degree. So I thought, prestigious as the Middle Temple is, where else would I want to set up an office? So I approached the Middle Temple estate and I said I wanted an office. And bless her, Mrs. Daniels, she looked at me and said, you want an office? So you need to write in. So I wrote an application, and then I went and had a meeting with her. And with all the necessary arrangements were done, she took me to see the office. I said, okay, I'll take it. And then she looked at me and say, "You're very great." I was at a point I was like, "Okay,
What's that?
what do you mean?" I'm already a lawyer. So and there are lots of other black men who are lawyers. So brave is not clear. And she said, in the history of the Middle Temple, we have never had a young person like you and the person of your descent setting up chambers. It's never happened in the history of the Middle Temple.
Wow.
And I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. All right, that's good. More so I want to do it now. What do I sign on the hotel?
Wow.
Why do I sign on the dotted line? Then I went back and I thought, I felt a bit of, it wasn't anger, it was just maybe a disappointment. Like, so what actually this has never been done before? Like,
why have they not done it?
Why hasn't anyone done it before? The entire, I don't know, at the time 400 years of history of the Middle Temple, surely there's been other black women who've gone through the system. So why is this new? But I thought, okay, that's new. Chambers ought to be set up. I've set it up. And I remember when I spoke to a couple of my seniors at the time, they looked at me like, really, literally, in awe, like, what do you mean? And I remember one particular person asking the question, is that even allowed? How many years call is she again? And I was standing right there.
Wow.
And then somebody else answered him and said, well, if the Middle Temple, if the back house was allowed it, then it's allowed. How many call? He said 3 years or just 3 years into practice. And that was how I became head of chambers. The journey to that will be for another day.
Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's just the point where we are looking at that. See, nothing is impossible except what you said is not possible. That's just the story that our guest has told us. Nothing is impossible except you decide that is not possible. And that is one of the things that this mentor show has been set out to do, to break every limiting barriers, to say that there's nothing you cannot achieve if you set your mind to it. Irrespective of your age, irrespective of whatever the color of your skin, nothing is impossible if only you set your mind to it. Just ask, what does it entail? What will it cost me? And pay the price. Once you pay the price and you go for it, and don't follow, and you see, if you look at this story of what you've told us, there are some things there is a societal change. There's a societal chain that we need to break ourselves off from. The lady told you, sit down. You are too everywhere. Women don't do that. Those are part of the societal chains. Then the issue of the fact that, is it allowed? You see, it has never even entered their imagination that it's possible for the asking. Those are part of the societal change. So please, if you're on this call tonight, look at yourself and see those things you have in your mind, you have resorted to say that, oh no, this is not possible in my lifetime. Maybe my children would do it. Be bold. Use the experience of our guests tonight. Be bold. Take those steps and you will see yourself, attaining unbelievable. My dream for everyone that come on this show this year is that you will pivot to the next level. You will pivot to the next level. That at the end of the year, you would imagine, say, wow, what a year this has been. It has been a wonderful year and it will be the best year of your life. Wow, interesting. Now, having been a person who is interested in, doing things, helping people, and trying to help, just serving your quota as it were. Now, I know from myself how it is sometimes. How do you recharge? There are times in which you just feel you are here, there. So how do you cope? How do you recharge?
It's interesting you should ask that question because as any human being, you have your downsides and you have your upsides. I mean, there are times when you feel just low. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I've got superpower and it's always good. There are times when you have your downside. And if you're at that place in your life, do not feel any less of a person. Just recharge yourself by asking yourself certain questions. Okay, what do you want? What you're doing? Are you very passionate about it? Is it going to bring a result that you know would help the next person or even you yourself? You know, my dear friend, Ambassador Erica Bernard, she's the ambassador for the Diaspora Africa Forum, the only one on the continent. We had a meeting and she brought me on as an advisor to the forum, and she said, well, I've seen a few things you do. How do you get the time to do? And would you be able to get the time to do
this one? I will give it to you.
For you. And then I said to her, I get tired sometimes, but when I think about how passionate I am about what I'm doing, somehow I get the energy to get up. Because perhaps it's just me, or something I've grown myself into, but I don't like doing things in halves. Because when you do things in half, that means you've come out empty-handed. You haven't done it. If you haven't come to a conclusion, before you do what you're doing, you must see in your mind's mind or your mind's eye the end result. So whatever you're doing, you must channel to that end result. So I asked myself, what do I want? Do I want this to be done? And when do I want it to be done? So I work towards that. I must say, I don't always get the timetable that I set to it, but I do get it done.
Get it done.
So there are times when you may not necessarily get your timetable, like when you do project management and they tell you the time frame. There are times when you would fail on those time frames.
Yeah.
But you want the end result. You want that project materializing. If you do, then you will charge yourself up. How do you charge yourself up? For some people, it's meditation. For some people, going back into a sauna room. For some people, whatever it is that works for you, do it. But by all means, pick yourself up, get back on the road, and make sure that project gets to the end.
To the end. Interesting. Wow.
There's no simple way around it. There's no 1 + 1 is 2. Because what would work for me will not work for you. I can go and have a walk around and say, okay, now I've got fresh air, I can go back to the drawing board. Somebody can just call up in their doing and say, okay, I want to have a nap for 5 minutes, and that charges them up. Whatever it is that charges you up, take that thing and do it. But make sure you go back to what you set your mind to. There's a reason why you set your mind to do it in the first place. So you yourself sometimes will feel as a failure. You don't get to achieve what you set your mind to. So by all means, find what works for you. And there is something that works for everybody. Nature has created it that way. So find that thing, work on it, and go back to the drawing board or go back to the project. Interesting.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you are on this call tonight and perhaps you've set your mind to do something and it's not working out, and you are getting to the point of depression, I think it's at a point in which you just need to know that, see, it's possible. And like this, there's a story in the Bible of a prophet, Elijah, that did something great, did something so marvelous, and at the peak of his greatest achievement, he fell into depression. He wanted to die. You see, if you die, it's -1, and that thing will not be achieved. So why not just bring yourself out of depression? And how can you bring yourself out of depression? Part of the point has been made to us, whatever that works for you. And Elijah actually gave us a good template, or God gave him a template. You see, sleep, eat food, sleep again, eat food, sleep again, wake up. And by the time he did that sleep, he woke up, they ate eat more food, sleep. He slept back. They woke him up again. He was restraining himself, getting that rest, eating food, just doing nothing. He was not jumping up and down. And after he got that energy, the Bible says the energy he got helped him to go the long haul. So you are going to survive. Don't be depressed. Just find time to relax. Even it might take you to use 1 week to sleep. If that will help you, please do it. If it will help you, just switch off, cut off all the phones and everything and just rest. And when you come back out, you'll be, like our guest is saying tonight, you'll be able to achieve what you set out to achieve by not just allowing it to die, just unfinished. Then you will not achieve your purpose. You are not happy. You are not achieve self-actualization. So please, don't be depressed. Follow this simple Elijah's principle, and I think it will help you. And like our guest said, if it's meditation, take time to think, reflect. If it is the media, shut away all the news, shut away all the social media. Just spend time and be on your own, and you'll find out that you'll get recharged to push on and to be able to achieve purpose. Great. Now let's go to this.
Doctor, I just want to add briefly to that.
Yeah.
That the importance as you being whole to do what you're trying to do. If you're distracted, if you're not yourself, if you're all over the place, you will not be able to do anything. And the project which is stressing you out will not get done, like you said. So the self-wellness is very important. And sometimes those of us that tend to do a lot of things at the same time tend to go like a rat race. You're just chasing, yourself all over the place, and you don't get to take time out to rest. It's important that you as the person channeling this course as well to be able to continue it mentally and physically.
Yeah. And it's perhaps for some of us, I think we are. I'm guilty of it also. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of the point of which you are doing many things, and when you give a report, people be asking, sorry, how many people? How were you able to do all this in all this while? But because you have something pushing, there's a drive. You want to just achieve this and achieve, and that I think is part of the point in which you have been trying to achieve in this 1 year of the Mentor Show. Except some months in which we had some, every week, twice a week we have the Mentor Show. It's quite demanding.
It's very demanding.
Twice a week to get guests. It's quite demanding. But I just feel that it needs to be done because people need to be shown that there is a way they can make impact. Their lives can be better. They can do things. They should not need to wait for other people. That drive just keep you going and going and going and going and going. So, and that is part of why this show is out. If you are here tonight, the essence of this show is to show you that, like our guests, you can also make impact. You can be the first in whatever area you just decide in your mind that I'm going to make impact. Look within your community. Look within your country. You don't wait for the government. Don't wait for the politicians. They cannot do anything. You are the solution. That's what we've been saying on this show. Like on this show now, I've been doing a series of mapping the resources of Africa, in which interspersing these live events with looking at resources in each country. And we have already done Angola, Algeria, Angola, Botswana, Burkina Faso, and Benin Republic. And when you look at the challenges in each of all these countries, there are problems, yes, but there are a lot of significant opportunities also for the people and for the continent of Africa. Social problems in education, in healthcare, in agriculture, just mention it.
Every sector. Yes.
It's just for you to decide, this is what I want to do with my life, and plug into it. And if you need help, that's why we are here. Our mentors are here. They are going to provide advice and counsel. Just get in touch and reach up to me. Get to my bio and indicate what assistance you want, and we'll be able to push you and help you draw from our network to push you to the next level. Excellent. So, Ma, how would you, as a person, the essence of this show is I tagged it as sparking creativity. Now, why I tagged it as sparking creativity is because it came during the lockdown. And I was having a think in my mind to say lockdown, sparking creativity during COVID and beyond COVID. To say that, how does one reinvent oneself during this kind of a challenging time? How do you spark great ideas? How do you do something new that you've not done before? So how would you, Matt, define creativity?
Creativity has different forms. It means different things to different people. I would say that I see creativity as an act of making a new idea into a reality, turning a new idea into reality. Now, that's easier said than done sometimes. But at the end of the day, make sure that the first time the idea came to you, what you had in mind is realized at the end of the process. So creativity is not just, I have an idea, I do this and I put it down. And there are a lot of things we've shelved because it didn't seem, once we started, we didn't see the road being smooth to where we wanted it to be. So we put it aside. And then it feels like, I thought about this, but it didn't work. Sometimes in the middle of your creative idea, it will even sound or look like you're reinventing the wheel. You ask yourself, but this has already been done. Why are you doing the same thing again? But as sure as it's come to you, there's an angle to it that has not yet been done.
Yeah.
If you think everything has been done, then put it back on the table and look for what has not been done and do it.
And do it.
And for me, creativity is ensuring that the idea you have will turn into something that benefits not just yourself, but humanity, society, to make the world a better place. It's not when we say this, sometimes you go to these workshops and people say, we're trying to make the world a better place. We think it's a big deal. It's a huge, carrying the whole globe on your head.
On your shoulder.
It's not. It's the little things you can do in your community. That's what makes things work. The little things you can do in your circle, if you have 10 friends, the little things you can do for these, for your 10 friends to be comfortable in what they're doing or to get the extra help with what they're doing. It's very important. And let's not see it also as carrying a huge burden on your shoulder. Invite people. You may have the vision, you may be the one with the vision, but sometimes you need collaboration. You need other people to make your creative idea materialize.
Yeah.
And I find that a lot of times we tend to hug the ideas. And I don't blame us for hugging the ideas.
We have lost your audio has dropped. I know because of that interruption. Yeah. The audio, no, not. Welcome, AY Kucho. Welcome, Miss Kemi Oye. Welcome to the Mentors Show. We have our guest, Lady Gifty. We're just trying to sort out an audio. And welcome, ladies. Now, for those of you who are just joining us, Lady Gifty have been telling us about our experience of being the first lawyer to be a member of the Middle Temple, and also to have the youngest first black female lawyer in the UK to be a member of the Middle Temple, and first black female having a chambers set up within the Middle Temple, of how she was able to do that, even just practicing 3 years in the UK. and also how she's been able to live her life and how she recharges herself even when she, feels that because she does a lot of things, the strategy of recharging herself when she feels low or feels drained. That there's a need for us to learn how to, recharge our batteries. If it is for you, if it is meditation, and also we look at the example of Elijah: sleep, eat food, sleep, eat food, sleep, eat food. Don't do anything, just sleep, eat food, and re-get yourself, reflect and come back. Don't allow any idea you have to die. That is the point we're saying tonight. Don't allow any idea you have to die. Every idea is valid. And the point she was talking about in defining creativity, she mentioned the fact that there might be need for you to collaborate. There might be need for you to collaborate. Any idea that comes to you, those ideas might not necessarily, welcome back. Those ideas might not necessarily need to be only you that would achieve them. You might need to look for other people to come together with you, to join forces together, to be able to bring those ideas to pass. Don't allow those ideas that if it's not working, if you are facing opposition, just go for it. Just keep going. And don't be human beings. We like least resistance, isn't it? If you do something and it's not working, just it's becoming hard. You just want to shelve it. Don't shelve your idea. Don't shelve your dream. Those ideas that come to you in awkward places. I do a recording for radio show. One of it I did some time ago about inspiration. You might need to know where your inspiration comes to you. Some people get inspiration when they go on a walk. Some people get inspiration when they are cooking. Some people get inspiration when they are reading a book. Some people get inspiration when they are bathing. Some people get inspiration when they are doing the number 2. So it's for you to know where your ideas come to you and try and see how those things can become a fruition. So you were talking about the need for collaboration to bring in creativity, to bring ideas to pass. Yes.
Very necessary.
Yeah.
We need to. You've been set out to put pieces together to create a laptop, for example.
Yeah.
You need different components. Somebody has the keyboard, or somebody has the know-how the keyboard works. Somebody has the motherboard. Somebody has all the machines underneath it. If you share your ideas with some of these people, it's easier to have a laptop done. Much quicker and easier than if you're going to learn how to fix
do it
the keyboard,
yourself.
learn how to do the motherboard, learn how to get the engineering underneath it. I think this show has showed us that some of us are not technology, but I have people who I can call up to say, oh, okay, I'm trying to do this. It looks bearish. It looks this. How does it work? And then they easily walk you through the path. It's always important to work with people.
Interesting. Thank you so much. Now, as a person, and I know having experience being, lived in Africa, grew up in Africa, lived in the UK, practiced law, and doing everything, and have you ever faced challenges in life, and how did you overcome them, if any?
I'm yet to see any human being on the planet called Earth trying to do something of value who's never faced challenges. In every sphere of life, there are challenges. I have had my fair share, my tire that I still do face some. Challenges you face in education. I went to a place where I had to learn the language for a year before studying law in the language. It's insane. That was a challenge. I had challenges of having set up chambers in the Middle Temple. You have to deal with it's not done. It's not been done before. So, sometimes you need to tread carefully when you're going to do things. Sometimes you're just thrown off course. I had to deal with this. Somebody came to my office and I think was coming to ask for work experience when I set up my office, my chambers in the Middle Temple, and came and said he was looking for Mr. Tete. And my clerk said, there isn't a Mr. Tete here, and looked at her strangely. And she said, but you have a seat, I'll call the chambers. So she gave me water. I walked in. And I said, hello, so and so. I understand you're looking for me, Lady Tete. I stretched my hands to read. He spilled the water on himself, on the chair, everywhere else, confused. And then initially I thought, what's wrong with? And I thought, he was expecting a man. So
I get it.
Calm down, so please have a seat. I do have that effect on people. He was as pink as anything.
Wow.
And then I said to him, calm down. It's okay. It's okay. He said, oh, I have never so. He apologized the entire interview time. and I was like, you don't have to apologize. This has not been done. It's not normal. So this is one of, the unusual. So I understand. I don't take offense at all. But yes, this is who I am. This is what you're welcome to do the work experience. And so we finished that conversation. So that can even be something that would break you. You go home and get upset, and you choose. For me, I'm a Christian, so I channel a lot of things through the Bible. And the Bible says that out of your heart flows all sorts of issues of life. So guard it diligently. So I choose the things that I allow to upset me. Sometimes I get upset, and I'm not trying to play saint. I'm human, but I go back quickly onto myself and say, being upset right now in the absence of that person, how does that help me? I'm the one with the ache. So find something else to pick yourself up. I found, for a while I laughed about that incident to myself. And I was, wow, 21st century. He was shocked that not only was I a woman, I was of this color. And I was head of chambers. And I was the one he had to see. So you face challenge at every level. You face challenge of, I remember when I started practicing, whenever I heard my voice, I was like, I speak with an accent. And it's like, okay, I had to reprogram my mind to say, this is who you are. There's a reason God wants you to be who you are. Okay, you have options. You have to do elocution to soften your accent. It's an option for you. Whatever you want to do. But you as a person, deliver. Because you've got something to say. So deliver. And people will listen. It takes a while. People don't have a choice but to go beyond what they are seeing to listen to the sense coming out of what they are seeing. I can assure you, 90 times you would be faced with what they are seeing. And there's a 10% chance of delivering what they are seeing. You prepare yourself and sign yourself up on that 10%. That okay, I'm going to so prepare so well that when I deliver, you forget is the young lady originally from Ghana. From Ghana, was doing that. Challenges, everybody faces them. Wow. But it's what you do with them at the end of the day.
Wow.
Do you let it depress you? Do you let it put you down? It's a matter of choice. Challenges are out there. There's nothing you can do about what the next person thinks about you. Or their impression of you. You cannot do anything about it. But you can do something about how you let that affect you. So challenges, there are plenty. How do I deal with them? I make a conscious effort that I will not let anybody beat me down. I do my best. I give my best to everything that I do. And once I know that I've done all I know to do with the help of God, let that person think what they want to think or behave the way they want to behave. Let the end of whatever it is justify and answer that correctly.
Interesting. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the point our guest has made when it comes to the issue of challenges is that everyone in life faces challenges. And if you're on this call or on this show tonight, or you're watching a replay of it, and you are currently going through challenges, she's told us about you face challenges, but the key point that she mentioned is don't allow it to depress you. And I think one of the strategies which she mentioned, and I think is very important, is the aspect of looking at your heart to say, look inside and say, okay, well, this is a challenge, but did I cause it? If I didn't cause this, but I don't have a control over it. Okay, so how do I overcome it? If your action was not what causes the challenge, if it just came on you because you are a living human being, okay, do other people face the challenge? If they do, okay, have they overcome it? How did they overcome it? I can also overcome. And if it's a challenge of what she mentioned, of the practical example of operating in the West, and you are a person of color, you are not from this side, and there's this expectation of, they don't expect you to do that, is for you to go above and beyond, deliver 150% of what you are expected. If you deliver 150% of what you are expected, you will earn the respect. You will earn the respect, and a time will come they will overlook all those, the issue of your pigmentation, as it were, because you are able to deliver based on what you are contracted to do or what you are supposed to do. And I think that will be fine. And there's a question here, which, and the question has gone away now. Adefi was asking about the issue of self-confidence. I thought I could go back to it. So could you please address the aspect of how do you maybe build, I didn't read it, how do you build self-confidence to be able to achieve some of these feats or be able to stand out in the society, either in Africa or either, because the issues of what we're talking about is not geographic specific, because the same challenges are also in Africa. They would not expect a woman to own a chamber. They will not expect, a lot of things, a lot of restrictions, societal chains, as it were. So how do you build confidence with that?
That's a very good question. I'll give you a typical example. When I was in law school, we had a courtroom in the law school, and we record our advocacy. And they will video record, and the microphone is quite high. So I was prepared with my casework, and I was about to deliver to the judge. And I heard my voice on the microphone, then I sat down. And everybody started laughing. I was like, oh my God, all the people who had spoken before me sounded different. I sat down straight away, like, you don't belong here. Then I had to come to myself, like, what's wrong with you, child? Pick yourself up. You go through all the processes like everybody
here.
There to be here. And it is your turn to speak. Might I argue, prepare the most than everybody else. So get up and just give it your. And when I finished, not only was I proud for myself or with myself, even the lecturer who was acting as a judge was proud of me. I forgot about if I say forgot, it's probably the lack of better vocabulary. But I put behind it the fact that I had an accent. I know I had an accent, so I took my time. I spoke well, so there's no issue about, because it was marking. So you need to be sure that you're speaking to the people that were.
Do you still have me? Oh Jesus. My Instagram crash. Oh. This is interesting. Wow, I lost that recording, but it's available. Oh. Sorry, everybody, I lost that recording on Instagram. Oh, Sorry, everybody. I lost that. So sorry, everybody. I lost that. Selassie Kojo, hello, I'm watching this program live from Hungary. Oh, thank you, Selassie Kojo. Thank you so much, all the way from Budapest. Thank you. Sorry, Adelphine, I made a mistake there and lost Instagram. How do I get? Wow. And I was just about to round up the session. Well, it's quite well, sorry everybody. For those of us on Instagram, yeah, these things happen, and I'm still trying to find a way of how to ensure that I don't lose my recordings on Instagram. Yeah, maybe Lady Tete is not able to join, but in actual fact, we've had a wonderful session. It's been phenomenal. Okay, she's back. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so sorry about that. It's just
That goes with what I was saying. Sometimes you have no control of what we do. But we're still determined that we'll do this, so we're doing it.
yeah. So you were talking about, we stopped at the point at which you're talking about the school experience, building self-confidence, about your hearing yourself into your intonation and accent, but you decided to continue to ensure that you deliver based on what you prepared. So please finish up on that.
Absolutely. And that's a typical example of how sometimes you would feel like you don't belong, you feel like you can't do this, you feel like somebody's depression about you is beating you down. And it's real, you're human, so you will feel it sometimes. You're allowed to. But once you felt it for a little bit, please pick yourself up. Pick yourself up and do what you have come there to do, or what you're employed to do, or what you're asked to do, or what you intended to do by yourself from the very beginning. Pick yourself out, by all means. Pick yourself out and do it and make sure you succeed. Everything you do is... if it's for a good cause, then do it. Don't set out, and this is what we do sometimes. We set out to try to please people. This is not about pleasing people. You set out to do a good deed. So it may be only a few percentage of people who will be pleased, but as long as it's a good deed, you're good to go. Don't beat yourself up about it. Only you, like I was saying, only you can encourage yourself.
Yeah.
If you're waiting for somebody else to encourage you, then you'll be waiting for a very long time. So all this issue about we're not heard, we're not, and we're less of, we're treated lessly with, it's a reality, but nobody can do anything about it, really, to 100%, unless we get up and do something about it. And that's what we do. We have to ourselves encourage ourselves and get up. You may be beaten, yes, and you feel it because you're human. You are allowed to feel it. It will be unreal for me to sit here and say, "Oh, don't worry about it. That's yourself." But there's times when you feel it. You're allowed to, but after you've felt it for a while, you need to dust yourself
get up
and go back
and
to do what you have to do.
Interesting. Thank you so much for that. So I hope that explains how you need to develop and build your own confidence in spite of opposition, in spite of societal chains, in spite of things that seemingly unworkable, or things are not working the way you want it to be. Only you, as she said it rightly, only you can encourage yourself. Nobody else can do that for you. So you get to dust yourself up and go for it, and you'll be able to. So let me ask my last question. Now, for those, it's quite painful. I'm still thinking of how to, if I can get them in Instagram. My recording of last session, I've lost that on Instagram. However, this conversation right from the beginning is on my Facebook page at Olushola Ajide. Is also on YouTube at Africa Coaching and Mentorship. So there are still other avenues of getting all this conversation. The only difference is that on those other platforms, they're not seeing your face, your beautiful face, ma. They're only going to be seeing a picture. So it's only on Instagram that we can be able to see each other. Now, what, apart from the aspect of all the things you do, is stems around human women empowerment. You have this aspect of helping to empower women, and I think it's no brainer. Looking at your mom being an example that you have seen as well. Every woman should be like this woman. She is like that benchmark which you see that you need to empower women. Now, what other social causes do you get involved with, and that you spend time to try and solve?
I do quite a bit. I think we've gone through some of them, but I did a course. I did a master's in oil and gas, and in the course of my studies and my research, I became aware of how the disparity between women in energy on the continent of Africa, and as far as the energy sector is concerned. And I thought to myself, well, all the things that you think about, all the minerals, or majority of the minerals you can think about is on the continent.
Yeah.
It is surprising that women, and we know the population of women on the continent against men is huge.
Yeah.
It is surprising that when you look at the map, women don't feature in high places or in it at all. In particular, African women.
Yeah.
So I set up the African Women in Energy, and the idea is to bridge the gap. We want to see women at the drawing table when decisions are made, the policy decisions. We want to see women in the boardroom. We want to see women from the very grassroots all the way up to the board. Let's have a good representation of women. Women do things very well. Women, like we said from the beginning, there's something inherent as that Mother Nature created that way.
Yeah.
God put so much in woman.
Yeah.
So it is important that we give back. But how do we give back if we're not allowed, if we're not brought in, if we're not brought to the table?
To the table,
the
yeah.
decision making.
Yeah.
It is necessary that we do that. So I looked at the continent and I thought, we're going to do this. And I'm so pleased that I've got strong men and women from all spheres of discipline, like supporting the cause. And I say this with all humility. On the forum, I have a team. Only 2 of us are actually energy, studied anything about energy.
Energy, wow.
Just 2 of us. But I have people from medical doctors to engineers to economists and everyone is working towards this one goal. Lawyers. And it tells you that it encourages me, because that means I am not the only one who wants the world to be a better place.
Correct. Yeah.
There are men and women, and I emphasize on men. You know, it's encouraging to see that men are coming on board with us to say, yes, we know you've got something to give. We want to help you, break it up. Do that, it would make man's job even easier.
Yeah.
Imagine as a CEO and you have a woman as your deputy. You know, you can go and sleep well.
Yeah.
Because you know she will be meticulous.
She will do the job well.
So that's one of the social causes that I'm working on. And the next one is African women in farming. We know when we go to our villages in Africa, we see a lot of women with a child at the back, the hoe in the hand, firewood on the head, you know, and she's going. And I'm thinking to myself, well, where is this woman representing? Does she even have the resources she needs to make life easier? With the crops that she comes up with, where does it go? Is there a forum where she can get the price for a labor? So my idea is to not just get them together and give them the new technology of how to farm and make things easier, but also to say, when you've done all this, there's an avenue, a forum for you to sell your produce and feel like you own the produce, you know, and you're selling it, you know, to yourself. So that those are the things that I'm working on right now, aside the mentoring and
interesting.
the little things on the side.
Interesting. Wow. And it's very interesting that you, on that point of agriculture, Africa women in farming. Actually, on this show, I've hosted Malatse from South Africa. Malatse is a 25.
Awesome.
Malatse has been on this show, 23 years old woman doing great things when it comes to Wozilex farms in Africa, in South Africa, which even our president has recognized her. And I think it's phenomenal old woman doing great thing when it comes to the aspect of agriculture. And I think that's the reason why I brought her on this show, to just show to our young people that, you see, you don't need to wait. You don't need to wait for anybody. It's for you to decide your part, go for it, look for things and just go for it, and you'll be making the phenomenal changes. Thank you. I think we've spent more than 1 hour, baby, technology and everything, but thank you so much. Tonight has been another wonderful masterclass like we've had this year. Interestingly enough, this year, if I'm correct, you are the second Ghanaian coming on the show this year. This year, it was Samuel Bravo that opened the show for us this year. Samuel Bravo, the actor, the tall, he was the one. So thank you so much for spending your time with us this evening, inspiring our audience and helping to show them that there's no ceiling anywhere. It is the ceiling that you have put that is holding you down. There's no limit anywhere. It is the limit you have dictated, that have put yourself in, that is holding you down. So that's what we are closing with tonight. Please break yourself away from any limitation. Know you can achieve anything. You can become anything you want, you set your mind to become. And if you need help, if you need assistance, that is why the Mentor Show is here to provide support. Now, part of the way we are doing that is that we are having the program on Saturday. Is an online Zoom conference, the Ignite Ghana conference. We started this conference with Uganda on the 27th of March. We've done Ignite Uganda, we've done Ignite Ghana and Nigeria last week Saturday. This Saturday we are moving to Ghana, Ignite Ghana conference, and next end of the month, 29th, we are going to Zimbabwe, and like that we'll be going, after that we'll be going to Botswana, we'll be going to South Africa, we're going to Sierra Leone, Gambia, and that's like that, until we ensure that we have a crop of young people who are ready to be strategic and catalysts as change agents for the transformation of Africa. We are passionate. I'm very passionate about that Africa needs to arise. Africa needs to be at the forefront. But we are the ones that can do it. Nobody can do it. The politicians cannot really help. Actually. The forces opposing them is too much for them to overcome. So we need to arise and do something. So thank you very much. So for anyone who is on the show, to join us on Ignite Ghana, or go to my timeline, you will see, or Eventbrite, just put Ignite Ghana on Eventbrite. You get the link to register, and we'll send you the link, the Zoom link for connecting on Saturday. Thank you very much, Ma, for spending your time with us. We are really grateful for inspiring us. And interestingly enough, we have had people joining us from all over. Your friend also has been here. I think she couldn't come back again. Dr. Dorothy Bassi. She joined. She joined, and because of technology now, she's been out again. Yeah, and somebody joined us all the way from Budapest, Selassie Kojo from Budapest. and also some other people, my friends from Nigeria and all over, who are lawyers actually, and they are inspired by you being a lawyer and what you've been able to achieve. So thank you
Bless them.
so much, man. God bless you real
Thank
good.
you.
We hope to
Thank
see
you.
you again. Somebody also saying incredible interview, Novetta watching from United States. Thank you,
Oh,
Novetta.
bless them.
Thank you so much. So thank you very much, Ma, for
Thank you.
inspiring
Thank
us.
you, everyone.
God bless.
Goodbye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, see you again on Friday. I have coming on Friday Dr. Macaulay. Now, this is a young man who is empowering other people. He has helped almost, if I'm correct, about 15 or 20 to get scholarships to go study in America. He's giving them the skill to help them to get scholarships, teaching them skills of how to get scholarships. And people are getting scholarship under his tutelage. He works with Federal University of Technology, Akure Futa in Akure, Nigeria. He will be on the show on Friday to also inspire us and show us how we can be change agents in various sectors. So thank you very much, everybody. All right. Bye, ma. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Oh.